I just wanted to start this episode by saying that on the Puck Daddy's behalf, this episode goes out to the Gaudreau family. As you've all probably heard, we haven't done an episode in a while, but some pretty devastating news there. Please don't drink and drive, and our support goes to the Gaudreau family.
Yeah, sending love to the Gaudreau family, and right now, just sending love.
If anything can be taken away, it's just don't drink and drive. It's not worth it, and tragedies like this are happening all the time, and you guys can prevent it. If you're listening, take that to heart.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive.
All right, let's start the pod.
Let's go.
Gonna change the world with my hockey stick. Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor and heal us.
We're back.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
I got you guys in the room together.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I literally left the house today. I'm like, I don't remember the last time
It's been a month.
we
I think.
filmed.
It was at least a
pod.
month, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've been getting DMs like, when's the pod?
I
When's
know,
the
it's-
pod?"
I know it's honestly been like chaotic. Like I know I've been traveling. I've been on airplanes. I've been
You're like, oh, I'll make hockey content and take the summer off. No,
exactly.
it gets nuts over the summer.
It's
Yeah.
nuts over the summer, and then it's like
It's because all the actual like NHL dudes aren't playing, so they can do other things.
yes, all the events happen.
Yeah.
It's like there's
Like Camp Quench,
the charity Camp Quench.
Ooh.
golf journeys all the time. There's so many like charity hockey things. You've
Weddings.
So many. Like it's the tournament, golf tournaments, charity events.
been breaking ankles. All the pros are like afraid to skate
I
against.
know. I did the gauntlet. I was doing all the pro charity games,
Yeah.
which was super fun. But yeah, the last little bit, it's like summer kind of ended, but then we went out. We were popping over to Camp Vail.
Yeah,
Camp
bud.
Vail.
I think the coolest thing about that is we met a bunch of pro.
Where did we
players
go?
All
there.
right, give us a paint a picture first.
Camp Vail. It was in Vail. Shocker.
It was in
Colorado.
Vail, Colorado.
It's not Aspen.
We
But,
flew into Colorado. Tell the whole experience.
oh, you want the whole experience? You want me to let the cat out of the bag? It is a little hush hush because there's a lot of things going on. So it was held by Quench, but we called it Camp Vail, right? And
But on the DL.
Nate McKinnon, the stud of Quench, was there.
Mm.
He brought some friends, but
I wouldn't say it was held by Quench. It was held by Andy.
it was held by
O'Brien,
Andy
actually.
O'Brien.
It was
All
held by
right,
Andy
all right,
O'Brien.
Yeah, let's just say that. Yeah, it's held by Andy O'Brien. Officially, it is Camp Vail.
Camp Vail, Andy O'Brien's camp.
Bunch of pro guys getting together
Mhm.
and just absolutely dominating and giving it their all. They're not holding back. They're not just getting some puck touches in there. They want to battle. They want best on best.
It was
and that's-
preseason, like to get ready for the season.
It-
This
yeah,
is
exactly.
like these guys were dial city.
Serious stuff.
Dial-
Yeah, this
yeah.
wasn't like joking around.
They're not
in
goofing around.
summer. It was like we need to get in shape because training camp's next
Yeah,
week.
And Andy O'Brien is an absolute beast. He is so particular, like about everything that goes in your body, the amount of sleep that you're getting. He's dialed in, and he works with Nate McKinnon,
Yeah.
and also Crosby, both East Coast boys,
Yeah.
right? And he's such a professional,
Yeah.
and it's no surprise that Crosby and McKinnon are at the top of their game, and also just beasts on and off the ice because they're following his protocol, and he holds himself to the
So
same
you're saying
standard.
this is where McKinnon got his, it's like, if you're not eating chickpea pasta for dinner, what are you doing?
Dude,
Andy is just like dialed. Like I saw this guy's legs. They're like he's
Tree
got
trunks.
like veins popping
Yeah.
through his leg. I'm like, what veins? I don't even know where you could get veins, but
He's
he's
got-
got the,
yeah, his legs have six packs.
You asked him, hey, where
insane.
did you get those veins? You got to go to the hospital, get those put on or something?
yeah, like insane.
It's nice because he practices what he preaches. Like he's not just telling the players one thing, but then staying up late and drinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he would not have fun.
Body's a
He
temple.
was not having fun at that because we all went golfing, and I asked one of the guys, "Yo, where's Andy? Is he coming golfing?" He laughs. He's like, "This is Andy's Super Bowl.
Right. This is his time.
He's working right now.
He is him.
Like exactly this Camp Vail, getting all the boys together. He's dialed in. He cares about the players and how they're performing, what they're eating.
It's no wonder they show up. They,
Yeah.
in quotes,
Yeah.
it was just McKinnon, but they all showed up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
No, we did the podcast with Andy and Todd Herman, and
Yeah.
and McKinnon was on it, and all of us got to ask the boys questions.
Yeah.
which was super cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah, you live streamed that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they live streamed it. And you guys were just kind of there for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
We're working with it. We're working.
And it was a quiet room, so I've never actually been an audience on a podcast. Like we're
Right.
obviously usually the ones talking on the pod,
Fair,
so
fair.
we had to sit there for an hour 20.
Yeah.
Like,
Whew.
and then
Chippy must have been itching.
But the air was like heavy because it's like there was an audience, like everyone's silent. Like I've never really experienced that.
Yeah.
So then I kind of got up, and then I wasn't like able to like set the energy or set the vibe because it's not our pod.
Yeah.
Like you're coming
Right.
on as a guest to someone else's, and they just had a serious conversation about like
Mindset
and
of a
business
champion and stuff.
and like mindset of a champion. But so I got on, I'm like, okay, I can't.
But what are you having for breakfast?
Well, yeah, exactly. I didn't want to like ask like some like just like funny question. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta like kind of like come prepared with a question.
I kind of wanted to ask Nate. Well, the first question I was going to ask him is how many sticks does he break in a practice because of some previous events that we witnessed.
Oh yeah, Snappy, Nate Snappy. I love that compete. Yeah, we had a little convo with Nate.
Snappy.
Talked about the compete.
It was funny. I love watching breakaways. Do you love watching my breakaways? It's funny though. I love to see it because at the end of the practice, like the boys, and we can't say who was there, but let's just say,
McKinnon was just doing shootouts all on his own.
well, it kind of seemed like they're doing line matching for the Four Nations Cup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like seeing
Little hint, nudge, nudge there.
seeing who works well together, which was pretty fun to watch.
I think it's been. I don't want to spoil anything. It's not confirmed or anything, but I've heard in the media, like other podcasts, Elliot Freeman stuff, that and Nate talked about Marner, and like
you know what?
his
Yeah,
training.
Elliot Freeman did full out say that Marner is training.
So like we're not
So,
breaking anything
no,
there. Everyone knows that Marner was in Vail,
Marner was
Yeah.
was there.
so
Yeah.
he was there, and that must have been pretty cool to see.
According
Mitchie's
according to
Mitchell
Elliot
my
Freeman,
boy.
According to Elliot
According
Freeman,
to
who wasn't there. Who wasn't there.
According to Elliot Freeman, who wasn't there, Marner was.
but
there.
we were there, and he wasn't there. Definitely not.
Yeah. No, Mitch, he's an absolute beauty. He's my favorite guy in the league now.
It was
Austin,
sweet.
Austin, I
Good on
just
ya.
love him.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him. Mitchie, I love you. Mitch Marner's my favorite guy in the league. I love him.
How can you not?
He's a friend. I would
Yep.
consider I see him
He came out after skating,
He's-
hung
he's a-
out, and
he's a
chatted
beauty,
for like
man.
20 minutes.
on the air.
All the guys were like, "Yeah, we got to go golfing, Mitch. Come on." He's like, "Oh, I'm with my buddy Chippy though."
on the plane, man. Like in Pearson International, we're waiting to get our bags. Like it was the whole 9 yards.
I'd say favorite part of the camp was seeing kind of like they're working on power plays and penalty kill, and like different little line matches to see who works
Who has
well
the most
together.
chemistry?
So that was fun to see because some of these guys I've never seen them play together,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
like big dogs.
They
dude,
haven't.
all the big dogs. Like when we say big dogs, you guys can read between the lines, but like big dogs were there. Like,
Nate Dogg was there,
it
so there
wasn't-
was some big
Yeah,
dogs
it was
there.
like the top 3 players in the world, in my
I
opinion.
think we're giving a little way too much of it. Anyways,
In my opinion.
yeah, in
Who
your
knows?
opinion,
Cody
in your
Harvey
opinion,
was
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
No, but like so that was going on, but then we was kind of like a team building for
Yeah, it was great.
for
Like,
us.
Quench Creators.
Yeah,
It's, myself, Chippy, Austin Alexander. We had Barber, Pete, Swaggy Pete. Unfortunately, Nasher couldn't make it out there.
Yeah, Nasher couldn't make it. He was on vacay.
Mm.
But so we had some golf booked.
Yeah.
And Jer, how was your golf game?
It was very scenic.
The course,
You got the full
unbelievable.
view.
The course was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was that? I don't know what course we were playing. It
We
was
played Beaver Creek,
Beaver
and then we
Creek.
played the municipal course too. There's the Vail municipal. I don't know what it's called. That one was called.
Yeah, Beaver Creek. That was a nice course. That was a nice day.
Yeah.
Ended up being a beautiful sunny.
It was great.
Yeah,
man.
I wish I was there. I would have loved to have experienced.
We'll
I
get you
know.
out there one day.
It was
One of these days.
unbelievable.
Well, maybe Chippy and I can talk after the pod. Maybe we can get you
Maybe,
into Quench.
yeah,
Just on
right?
an entry level
PTO.
contract, a PTO, yeah.
But I ended up on the first day. I ended up playing with Todd Herman,
Mm.
who was Kobe Bryant's.
He basically helped create the Black Mamba.
He created the Black Mamba, like the alter ego.
Right.
He has a book called Alter Ego. So I was in a cart with him, and I was kind of picking his brain. He's worked with Rafael Nadal.
Mm.
He's worked with
Cristiano Ronaldo. Was it Ronaldo too?
I think it might the top guys,
Messi or something. I don't know.
like top like tennis players, top.
Elite.
So I was picking his brain.
He
a
was
little
on the
bit.
pod too, right?
He's
Like
the one that hosted
yeah,
the.
He hosted
yeah,
it.
the
He's
pod.
got a book called Creating the Alter Ego or something like that.
I actually started reading it. It's very interesting.
Oh,
The
it's got
alter
it.
ego is very interesting
Yeah.
because that's kind of what I had done.
That's what I was gonna say. It
Yeah.
seems like right up your alley. Like
Like it was cool to kind of like understand the alter ego situation a little bit more, because obviously I have an alter ego.
Well, the whole premise is to create this new you that you can be comfortably when you're competing,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you're done competing, you can turn that off and just be normal Kobe.
Yeah, so you don't feel
Right.
guilty. You don't feel guilty when you're on the because when
It
you're
separates your
when you're trying to
personality from
yeah,
competing, basically.
when you're trying to dissolute your ego, like you kind of you can be more tame and more like you're trying to like be empathetic. But then when you're on the floor and
You
you're
don't want any of
competing,
that.
you're at war. You don't want any of that. You want to be able
Mhm.
to be a
Wanna be that
killer,
dog.
a killer,
Yeah, quote unquote.
but but then leave it on the court. And then when you come off the court, you're the nice guy. You can,
Pick up your crown, sweetie.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's interesting, and I've kind of see that even like on social media. If you create an alter ego on social media, like kind of like what I've done, it's like it's performing. Like
yeah.
I'm able to be this more confident version because it's this alter ego that I'm embodying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when I'm done, making the video, I'm just back to being my normal self.
Right.
Kind of when we chop it up on the podcast, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say I'm necessarily Coach Chippy.
Right.
You're
yeah,
like
yeah.
a hybrid.
hybrid.
I play a
Like
hybrid on the
you
pod.
bring the energy, but you're not like full skip mode.
Yeah, I'm not like full
Yeah.
skit mode, or like I'm
Yeah.
not like out
Not
like
full alter
doing it
ego
like
mode.
doing like an appearance where I'm like going to hang out
Yeah.
Mhm.
at the hockey rink where I gotta be like super high energy.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
more chill
fair.
here. I'd say I'm more.
Yeah.
Something else that was really cool about the Camp Vail was the notoriety that Chippy has with some of the pros. That like Mike Matheson, defense for Montreal. Like he's sitting down. He's like, "Oh, I love your videos," and he's like, "You got to do more Montreal skits." Right? He's like, "Oh, like I can feed you some like,
Yeah,
Some
no,
intel
I'll
inside
give you
job.
some
He
inside
didn't. He
info,
didn't.
like-
I will say he didn't. He was. He had to make sure with a couple of players, but yeah, that was cool. In the airport, he came up to all of us and just introduced himself, and that was really cool. We all got to just pick his brain a little bit, what it's like playing in the league. It's always cool talking to these NHL guys. I just want to know what their like lifestyle is. Like, what's the season look like? Like, what are you guys doing on the road? Like,
They got to have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
habits that keep them like sane.
you know what I
Like
mean?
a lot of them, I'm sure it's just like they play the game and then they think about that game and then they think about the next game and then
Yeah.
they play a game and it's just
Yeah.
nonstop. But then I'm sure there's guys that are like, okay, I need to decompress for like the
Yeah.
7 hours I have before like working out in the morning. Or
These
something,
guys
you
are
know?
still scrolling TikTok. Some of them are. Some of them have deleted it, right? But we
Mhm.
talked to Leo Carlson. He's like, "Oh, I'm like 5 hours a day on."
Yeah,
A little crazy. That's a little crazy, right?
a little
He's dialed
extreme.
back.
Yeah. He's
Well,
probably dialed it back since
Yeah,
playing. Yeah.
but I thought it was cool because like you're making skits, you're having fun, you're making fun not of the players, but you're kind of like creating characters.
I would say just like making fun of situations.
Yes, of situations.
Like I would say
It's
like
nothing really personal.
no,
I
it's
don't even know if this is what they're thinking.
no.
It's
Yeah.
more of what I would be like a funny way of I would be thinking of Crosby negotiating his
Exactly.
contract.
How
So
can you
it's-
make light of a
it's-
situation?
It's a
Yeah.
caricature, right? It's an
Yes.
over exaggeration of something, and like then kind of pulling on like what they would actually say or what they would actually think, right? So there's no, like, it's not like you're making fun of them. It's just like you're making a fun situation of these serious moments,
Yeah.
which is awesome, right?
Yes.
And it's great because you're like, oh, you didn't know if they are they watching your videos. If they do watch them, are they like, oh, they're like, what the hell, right?
yeah.
They don't. They love it.
So now, yeah. So
a-
now I
across the
kind of
board.
know across the board. I did do a video on SC87. I might have heard from the grapevine that SC87 saw the skit and enjoyed it. So
And-
that was
and-
last night.
and forwarded it to
And
a-
forwarded, yeah, exactly. So I did hear through a grapevine through my sources that
yeah,
yeah,
no big deal, but it's the greatest.
Crosby negotiation video was a hit amongst
A family favorite now, eh?
Yeah.
We played at Thanksgiving dinner.
So yeah, and I love that. Like if the players can laugh at it and like yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
Sid sees the video and likes it. Like that's the ultimate like compliment for me because that's kind of I'm trying to make it funny. Like,
Exactly.
it's make people laugh.
If someone
Like,
that's directly involved with it
yes
can laugh at it, then you know that it's
You know what's good?
and that's
good,
why
yeah.
Mitchie's such a beauty because I just love how he's able to just not take stuff seriously and like, it's awesome. I love that sense of humor, and then those are the
good.
people I want to be around. The people that can laugh and like,
Mhm.
oh, this isn't serious.
I think you've been in the business long enough now where it's like at the beginning they first see the video, they're a little unsure, who is this guy?
yeah,
And then they realize what you're all about.
yeah.
And then they lighten up a little bit and they're like, he's cool.
They
He's
can
cool."
also
Yes.
see if it's something about them. They might be like, little bit iffy, but then they see you've done it about like everyone,
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, I'm not being soloed out here, so it's fine."
yeah.
You know, like I'm just one of the guys now.
I will say they probably do get a touch nervous when they see their name on the top of the.
Yeah.
They're like, "What is he saying about me now?" So it's like I never want to say anything like crazy. It's just,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now you got to be on guard.
you
a
gotta
little
be
bit,
on guard. I
yeah.
mean, I don't want to say anything bad. I'm not gonna say anything bad, but it's like
No.
funny. I want to err on the side of like funny.
Yes.
Of like, this isn't actually what they're thinking. There might be a subtle truth to it, which makes it funny.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which is like, oh, like
Yeah. Pull out the truth. I like there's a little bit of funniness in it.
like
It's funny 'cause
yesterday,
it's
like
true.
the video was like Crosby is making 8.7 million
Yes.
when in reality he probably could have be making more money.
Mhm.
So it's like the funny thing was like, oh, Sid, like, do you not know about inflation? You haven't heard about that inflation? Like 8.7 million is not the same as 15
Yeah.
million or 15 years ago. It's not the same, Sid.
So-
Yeah,
Speaking of the Crosby contract, I wanted to start a new segment
let's do
Mhm.
it.
on the
Let's
show
do it.
called "Carve the Comments." Still working on the title. Maybe
terminology. I like it. It's not
Alright.
bad.
skate to the comment because the comments. You see a video like, oh, I ran to the comments.
Carve the comment.
Mm.
Okay.
I kind of like carve the comments
Right.
because
Edge to the comments.
we're gonna
Line change to the comments.
like hustle the comments. It's
that's
basically
fun.
we find a controversial post
Mhm.
and then we carve everyone in the comment section that said something dumb,
Right.
right?
Oh,
Or like, you know what I mean? Like, or just offer a bit of
Carve the
commentary.
comments.
Carve the comments. Let's carve the comments.
Before we do that, I had a question for you guys because you guys are so busy all the time.
Yep.
When like I'm not going to get into any specific news,
Yep.
like hockey news, but like when hockey news drops, I'll get a notification on my phone, and with like not necessarily immediately, but within that day for sure, I'm going to read it to like just be
Yeah.
up to date on stuff. But with how busy you guys are, how backlogged does this news go? Do you even get a chance to catch up on like what happens, or you just get a headline and you're like, oh, that happened, cool, and then move
That's
on?
pretty much it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
scroll
I
past it.
just if I see it on Insta, like
Like
I-
when Matthews got named captain, like
Yeah, we know. Yeah, like,
popped up on bar
It's-
TSN.
it's
you're
gonna be
like,
on
I
one
knew
of
that.
our
I knew that was
platforms.
going to happen. We called it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
We did call the
Yeah.
the captaincy.
Did we
Right.
call it? Did I call that?
I think we all did.
We all
I first said that JT's gonna eventually have to pass the torch.
Yeah, I said
And
if
then
he
you were
was a
like-
captain, he would do that.
and I remember
Yeah.
saying it would be the ultimate captain thing for Tavares to hand that down to the young gun, pass the torch.
He kind of got his hand forced a little bit. It seems like.
Oh
but,
man, no,
but
he
he
brought
handled it with grace.
yeah.
But anyway, back to the carve the comments.
So in this segment, we're running to the comments of the Spit and Chicklets post. Sidney Crosby basically does an interview explaining why he's never signed a massive paying contract.
I saw this. He actually showed up to a person's house to deliver the season's ticket.
Yeah,
And then he's getting grilled. He's getting grilled with the iPhone.
he's in someone's backyard, and someone's like, "Yo, Crosby." They're holding the phone like
10
half an
centimeters
inch-
away from.
half an inch
Yeah,
from his
that's
nose,
brutal.
like right there in wide
That's
angle.
brutal.
Be like, "Yo, why didn't you never sign a big contract, bud?"
Yeah, bro, that's
What?
brutal. I'd be cheesed. I'm
He
like, I'm handing you guys tickets. I'm giving you a jersey. Let's get the photo.
Yeah.
Don't start interviewing me like you're on the panel right now, and I gotta give this like wealth structured answer. Like I would never do that. If Sid showed up to my
He'd
crib,
just turn around and walk away.
You can tell he's just like, okay, yeah. He had to digest that for a
he's like,
second.
well, yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna basically he said that he team player. He's trying to do what's best for the organization, and I love that. It's just a team player mentality there, right?
I did want Sid to just get the
bag once?
I did.
Like-
did. I wanted Sid to let's get the 13
Yeah,
times 2.
would have been kind of nice.
You know what I mean? Let's do.
You know what? They'll
13
probably just
times
hand him
2.
like shares in the team once he retires.
It's gonna be the new.
Lemieux's gonna hand him
Lemieux,
over
yeah.
some.
By the way, here's like 10% of the team.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Uh-huh.
There's probably some like behind the scenes talks that. Anyways, we're running the comments here. Number 1, Kay Woolley, with forgot to mention CCM and Tim Hortons pays him a secondary endorsement salary. Right.
True,
So
he does get endorsement deals.
he does get endorsement.
Right. So he
deals.
doesn't need to get paid as much as anyone
So-
else because he gets paid
Right.
But are
advertisements.
they?
Let's just be
paying him that
clear.
much?
Let's just
Watch
be
it.
clear. If he's making 8.7, if he was making 13, he would still have
Exactly.
the CCM
Yeah,
and the Tim Hortons deal.
yeah.
if not more.
It's like he's saying it like it's like here's Sid doing a great thing. Like let's do a team friendly for the squad. Yeah, but he's got CCM and Tim Hortons paying a secondary endorsement salary. Oh, okay, yeah. So he's not allowed.
None of the other top
Yeah.
contract getters have contracts.
Yeah, of course,
with anybody.
Matthews isn't getting. It's not like Marner's doing. Red
McDavid
Bull
hasn't
and
done anything
Beats.
with CCM ever.
Yeah. So yeah, he's not allowed to get paid more. All right, we got another one.
Ooh, Jair's living in the comment section. He's got a paragraph there.
I just threw one in there. What an absolute beauty! It isn't all about the money and extracting every last penny that you can get.
Jair
There's
coming
more
in
to
hot.
life. There's more to life
Jair's
than
coming in
money.
hot to the comment section. I like it, Jair. I like it.
There's this thing there. We should do a live comment on these things as Puck Daddy. So coming in hot.
Yeah, we should actually.
Coming in hot as Puck
Hey,
Daddy, we
ta-
drop comments.
Tag us in any comment section you want us to carve.
Yeah.
On the pod, right?
Yeah, I like that a lot because then we don't have to come up with the headlines ourselves.
Next one we got Robbie DZ. Taking interviews in some random season ticket holder's backyard is prime Sid.
Yeah.
Just like
Imagine
Chippy
he's
called
like,
out.
let me just grab a chair. We could sit down and talk about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, like you see McDavid, he was like getting interviewed at a charity golf tournament. He's like, guys, I'm not here to give you a big story. I'm just here to support Hyman.
Well, that one's tough because it's like you're in their house.
Yeah.
So you can't be disrespectful because he's like standing in their
Yeah.
doorway.
Imagine he just answers. He's like, if I offered you $10,000 right now, would you tell me
The
why
guy-
not 30?
The guy would have just
You know?
just caught him off guard. It was already being videoed, so you can't like say. So it's like already like you
He already
got him.
caught
You
you.
got him.
Oh, yeah.
You can't turn and walk away because it's like Sid walks away from fan. Like he's gotta like
He's got to say something.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
He could just be like, enjoy your season tickets.
it's a viral clip no matter what.
All right, here's one with only one like, and for good reason. It says, if money wasn't a concern, why'd he sign for almost $9 million instead of the league minimum?
What?
Like
Uh.
he's already taken a discount,
Yeah.
a team friendly, and this guy's like, yeah, but he didn't take league.
And he had like what, a 12-year contract
and let's
with no account for inflation or increasing of the cap.
what's
And then he takes the same money.
hey, what's the well, have you guys seen the property taxes on his property?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he's got a big house he's got to pay for, okay? Those expenses are high.
Yeah,
He's got the boat too on the water.
it's always interesting. There's a mix of like, how can you watch that interview and not be like, what a beauty? They're still be like, yeah, but he gets endorsement deals. He could have taken less.
He's got to
gonna-
pay the HOA fees for
gonna
all the
say,
outdoor rinks.
On those big boats, it's like $1,000 to fill those things.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Like
yeah.
I couldn't even imagine
out for a
having one of those
day.
boats. Like, are you serious?
Sid's not riding his bike to the rink. Yeah, here's a good one. Coming from a Flyers fan, this dude embodies the ultimate team guy. Much respect to him and his career. It's good. Yeah, I like that one.
You like that one? It's good.
Is there any other headlines, like any other posts you got?
I
part of
just
the comments.
I just thought we'd do one to start it off.
I feel like that, yeah.
I feel like there's definitely some other news reports that give better comment sections. Like,
Oh, I just saw that one this morning, and I was like, let's go.
I like
But that can be a series. We'll find a news headline, and there's always contradicting.
we should go through our comment sections.
Ooh, there we go. Down
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah, we could do that. Most of them are on the drafts, so it's just people
Yeah,
saying,
we got-
"Well, how could you miss this?"
Chippy W.
Yeah.
Yeah, every comment is just Chippy W. We already went through them all. So yeah, there's lots that happen in terms of like hockey news while you guys are away. I'm not sure how much you guys picked up. I know we talked about Matthews being named captain. I think that was a
Huge.
long time coming.
Do you think he's going to perform better?
I mean,
How do you do better than a
Ah!
61 goal, 69?
70. He's getting 70.
9 goals in a season.
there was someone that said it was on the hockey news, and it was they were asking players if Matthews will ever hit 80 goals. And they're like, well, that seems impossible to me. But then again, someone would have said that about 69, like a couple seasons ago.
80 is so hard. That's a goal a game, and it's just like in the quality of defense and the quality of goaltending, like that's wild.
I'm just wondering
It might if
the goals
the goals go up.
goals keep going up, and he's just getting his same share of the goals. Like, how many hat tricks does he get in a season?
They'd have to shrink goalie equipment one more time.
Yeah,
You
like
know what I mean?
He just keeps finding new ways to score. I do think 80 is crazy, but like he's still got a lot of career left, and if goals keep going up every year,
yeah. I do think he could. Like if we're seeing 7-6 games on a regular basis, like
He would have to be paired with like a Gretzky level playmaker who can just just take all the heat and then send it to Matthews to
Right.
pop it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's got Mitch.
but to answer your question, I don't think he can get better than
70 is even hard. Like
I
you got
feel
the
like he might get
69.
in
more
terms of
he's gonna get
goals,
more assists this year.
yeah,
I
like,
think he's gonna be more.
a question that I wanted to ask you guys is, now that Marner's in a contract year, it looks like he's going into the season without an extension. Do we think that Marner is going to get like over 100 points for the first time? Do you think he's going to get more points than Matthews?
I think you'll get over 100.
I think. Well, it's like it's like a pressure year, so it really depends on how he
Yeah,
thrives. Like
contract year will get 150.
contract year, but like this contract year, you get off to a slow start, nothing's going in, and then it's like
Mhm.
it could play either way.
Generally, though, people perform good in their contract year.
Let's just all be honest. Like he has friends on the team. He might be like, yo, Matthews, just feed me the puck a bunch. Like fake the shot, give it to me. Fake the shot, give it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's trying to get paid with the
Yes,
boys, right? I got a contract year.
And then Brad Tree Living's up there calling down to Berube, hey, why are you playing Mitchie on the power play so much? We gotta
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta get this guy locked up.
Yeah.
Trying to get him.
I know
on
it's
a
gonna
deal.
be it's gonna be a lot of Marner contract negotiation talk
Oh
this year.
boy.
It's gonna
Oh
be
boy.
it was Nylander last year.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be Nylander chipping into Mitch. Like Mitch,
You should
just light it up this year, Mitch. Like
yeah.
easy.
they're gonna fold.
Get his dad in some of the skits.
They're gonna fold.
Get his dad with the fluffy hat.
Yeah.
Floppy ear hat.
Yeah, exactly. It's
But-
hilarious.
But get his dad on the phone with Bettman. Gary, you think you could increase the salary cap? Let's just add another 10 mil to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Bettman. Yeah, just what were you thinking? Like 1 or 2? Nah, it's 6 mil, 7. Hey, like what's it gonna take?
Put some more money on because Mitchie needs to get paid.
Salary cap has to be increased quite a bit. It's
Mitchie
been a
needs
while.
to get paid. He does. He's my favorite player in the league.
Yep.
Mitch is my favorite player in the league.
I believe it. You're basically best friends with him now.
Yeah.
You've seen him like how many times this?
Can't wait to get
this
the
year?
invite to the boat up in Muskoka and do a little wake surfing together.
In the next
Mitchie
level.
waiting for the invite, Mitch.
In other news, was there anything that stuck out to you guys? There was a couple things with the Oilers, like
We talked about
the
that.
Blues offer sheeting
That was
Holloway and
That was
Broberg,
awesome. Yep.
and they took the offer sheet.
And
Stan Bowman said they're overpaid now, which is
that's funny. And
Yeah.
Draisaitl becoming the
oh yeah,
I
highest
didn't do a video
paid
on that.
player
Damn.
in the league.
not for long until McDavid gets a contract.
14 mil a year.
That's crazy.
huh?
Yeah, I mean, worth it, but like, can they afford to pay him and Draisaitl? That's kind of
That's why they're going to run into the same issue as the Leafs.
Jer has to run out because his Facebook account got hacked. So
Yeah, Jerry's trying to figure out his Facebook. That's not fun.
yeah, no, but yeah, Draisaitl 14 mil. What do you think they're going to pay McDavid?
Bro, they have to pay McDavid like 16, 17, no?
That's what I think.
Like, Draisaitl's not even
I think
remotely
that,
the same player as McDavid.
The number starts for McDavid. The negotiation starts at 16.
Yeah, it's like
If Draisaitl's 14, like maybe 15.5 you could start at, but McDavid he's going to get at least 16.
like 16.
Basically, if you're
Times
Stan
8?
Bowman, it's like, all right, McDavid, what do you want? What do you want? Like, don't even show me. Just write the number. We'll
That's insane.
like, he could ask for 20% of the cap, and that's the highest that you're allowed to pay a player. But he's worth it. But he's not going to do that because he wants to have a team around him. They want to win the cup. So it's just a matter of what he can take without
That's
taking too much away from the
insane.
team.
Maybe he goes.
But, like,
14,
between
maybe he
him-
goes 14-5. But still,
Even
it's still
Like,
ridiculous.
let's say he goes 16, Draisaitl's 14, there's 30 million, which for two players.
I know
like-
we ran into that problem.
Yeah,
We paid all our guys, but
But-
now their contracts aren't that bad compared to the 14,
because the cap's
16.
going up.
Like,
yeah.
Willie's locked in at what?
11,
11-5 was it?
11.5 or something like
Which
that.
isn't seeming that bad. Now
Yeah, here I'll pull up puck.
Draisaitl's making 14.
Yeah.
So we got because that 11-5 for the next 3 years, like, is going to be seeing better and better. It's going to be like the new 7.
Yeah, if Nylander can keep consistent, I think that it's a great deal. The problem is he gets pretty streaky. Like he'll go like really hot, like he'll be like on fire, their best player for like a month or two.
Yeah,
And
he
then he'll
dominated
kinda
last year.
drop
He
off.
dominated him for that whole season. Like that contract year really had him
Yeah.
dialed.
Yeah, we've got if I go to the cap projections, we've got That's not the right one. Depth chart. Nylander is 11.5. You're right.
Yeah, so and that's not bad. I don't.
How much do you think Marner's going to get? Do you think they're going to be able to extend him or not?
I don't think they're going to extend him till after the season.
It'll be an off-season thing.
Yeah, I think. They're
And
gonna,
like that's
or
that's a
then,
huge risk
but
because
then they could just he could go free agency and
yeah, he could sign somewhere else. Like if they don't get it done in the playoffs again, and they're like, look, like we gotta change this up. There's so much pressure from the fans and like the market and everything.
then he just walks, right?
He'll just walk and
You
sign
get
somewhere
nothing
else,
back.
and you'll get nothing back. So they pretty much have to extend him or trade him before the trade deadline,
Yeah, it's true.
or they can roll the dice and hope that he does good in playoffs, and then you're kind of just boned if he does good in playoffs for a change. Then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now you're paying him. You're
Yeah.
probably paying him closer to what Matthews is making again.
I think this is their cup run. I think this is the.
It's just they got to do it this
we
year.
said last. I think it has to be like
It seems,
Matthews has only got 3 years.
yeah.
We signed him to a 3-year. I can't believe
Your window is shrinking rapidly.
Dubas signed him to a 3-year.
Tavares' contract
Was it
comes
3 or
up.
5? It's 3,
Uh,
which is crazy.
Matthews
letting
is
him.
year 1 of 4.
Oh, it was a 4-year.
Yeah, it was signing him 5 years in the future, but a 4-year contract, I guess. That's what it says on Puckpedia. Because like he signed the extension before, like, but his contract kicks in this season,
Okay.
not last. So he's got 4 more years.
Okay.
Yeah. But like someone like Marner, if you're gonna extend him, you kind of want to lock him in
It's
for a
just
bit
hard
longer.
to replace Marner.
Yeah,
if Marner goes, it's like
he's like crucial on the penalty kill, crucial on the power play.
he's just a great player.
Yeah,
makes great plays,
and he's a great vibes guy.
He's a great vibes guy. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
who would you like replace? Like,
it's kind of hard to. You can't really replace him. That's the thing.
Like he's one of the top 10 wingers in the league.
Yeah.
Wingers.
It seems like Jair's coming back shortly. Yeah. I have a little fun thing I wanted to do just because I wasn't sure how much we actually were up to date on the latest news. But it seems like you guys weren't completely just locked up in your own world. You knew what's going on, at least with the Leafs. But EA, like for NHL 25, they released their list of top rated wingers in the NHL.
Oh,
yeah, that's the list. He took 2 top 10s.
Yeah, so I want to see what you guys think would be the top 10. Like we can guess your number 1, your number 2, number 3, and then I'll go through the rest. We don't have to do them all.
Okay, like top wingers.
Yeah, top wingers, not centermen.
well, I'll say a centerman by accident. Just
Kucherov.
Yeah, Jeremy doesn't
Jared
remember
doesn't
positions.
know what way they shoot. That's insane to me. That's like nearly impossible for me to.
I know. I always just know
Kucherov.
inherently. Yeah, Kucherov is number 1.
he's got to be number 1.
95 overall rating.
Beauty. Marner's got to be 3rd or 2nd.
9th.
9th.
Yeah, we've got the top 20 here,
Pasternak.
actually.
Oh, Pasta.
Pasta
Yeah.
is number 2. Yeah, is
Oh,
Chippy? Are you looking at the screen?
No, I'm looking at the Old Spice deodorant.
Oh, way over in the corner. That's 2 for 2 for Chippy.
Kaprizov. I don't think he'd be top 5
3 would have to be
though. Panarin.
Yeah,
Panarin.
Panarin.
Yeah.
Panarin's number 3. Good job. 95 as well. The top 3 are all 95. Then it drops
That
off
seems high.
a little bit.
But no, Panarin is so crafty. He's
I don't actually watch him play, so it's tough.
But I feel Marner would be like at least 5th. That's crazy.
Like Nylander's in there.
Oh,
I'm interested.
is the Chuck a centerman? Yeah, he's got to be. Eh?
Yeah, yes.
Like
Oh no, he's a winger. He's a winger.
he's
Chuck's
on
a
there?
winger? No, he's not.
That's the thing.
Matthew is. Brady isn't. Brady's a center, but Matthew.
Yeah,
Matthew
Matthew
has
Tkachuk's
to
a
be
winger.
there then.
Yeah, he's
4. It has to be 4.
No, he's 6
6. Okay, so we're missing the 5th spot.
and the
that's
4th.
ridiculous.
Oh, and the
He's a
4th?
cup winner.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, because like Draisaitl is centerman, but like sometimes like he's
Yeah, I'd say he's a natural, like he's a centerman, but he just plays with McDavid a lot.
power play, right? And that's the
Yeah.
thing; it's messing me up. I always watch the power plays, all the highlights.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I'll give you a hint.
Like
the 4th slot is
JT Miller or something like that.
It's got to be.
I mean, he was lighting it up. I don't know if he's on here though.
I think he might have been on center though. See,
Yeah, I think he is center. Yeah, he is. He's
Like-
not on here.
Besser.
The 4th slot is on a team that has won the cup in the past 5 years.
Marchessault.
No, it wouldn't be. It'd be.
He would be friends with someone who was at your
Michael?
Vail camp,
No.
the Nate Dog.
Oh,
I was thinking Colorado,
Oh,
so it's like
Rantanen,
Rantanen.
Rantanen.
Rantanen, yeah.
Yes, yeah,
How could we forget
Rantanen.
Rantanen?
I was just
He's
like,
huge.
I'm not going to give you guys too long. It'll
That was
be
a long, yeah.
yeah. All right. So you guys have gotten the top 4. You got Marner in the 9th. Do you want to try and fill in the gaps there? There are some players that I'm surprised you guys haven't said. To Chuck, you guys said, so I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
okay.
He's in the 6th.
We're missing the
Wait,
5th spot now.
Nylander.
Yeah.
I
Pardon?
said Nylander.
Oh, you said Nylander. Is he even on? Yeah, he is. He is 11th though.
Low Marner. Huh?
Oh wow.
All right, give us the 5th guy.
Oh, Caulfield.
Nah, he's not going to be up there.
Yeah, even though he was like involved with EA, he's not up there. I'll give you one more guess each.
Could be the team. Just give us the team.
That's basically gives
Give
it
it away.
No, give us the team.
Um,
Give us the teams.
It's so obvious.
It's not
though.
obvious though.
It is obvious. As soon as I say the team, you'd be like, oh,
There's so
Ovechkin,
there-
like
there-
Cro- like
nah, Ovi's. It's got to be. No, he is a winger.
I'll give you the division. I'm pretty sure it's the Central Division.
I
it
don't,
should-
I don't
it
know
should be
what the
Ovi.
Central Division is. It should be Ovi. If Ovi's not in the top 10, that's crazy.
He's banging him in from the top of the circle.
It's ridiculous that Ovi's not in.
He is 17th.
17th.
Kaprizov.
Yes, Kaprizov.
Oh, did I say Kaprizov?
No.
Jared said.
Oh, I said it briefly, but
Oh,
I'm
but you were
saying,
just, like,
I
in
think he'd be
passing.
below. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't call him out hard. Yeah, but Kaprizov.
I just missed that. Yeah, he's 5th. Then it goes to Chuck 6th. Sam Reinhart 7th.
All right.
Just won a
That's
cup.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's recency bias,
That's
right?
not better.
He
than,
banged a lot of goals in.
than
Yeah.
Marner though.
Jason Robertson.
Okay, that's fair.
Then Marner.
Yeah.
Kyle Connor.
Yeah.
Then Nylander.
Yeah.
Then Philip Forsberg, who I thought for sure Jared was going to guess. Then Jake Gensel, Brady Tkachuk,
Yeah.
Jesper Bratt, Clayton Keller, Alex Ovechkin,
There's
Mark Stone,
yeah.
Lucas Raymond, who just signed an extension for 8 years
Yeah.
with
that list
Detroit.
makes me think that there's
and
not
Svechnikov.
anyone better than Marner that I would like replace. I wouldn't replace him with any of those guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, other than maybe
the other guys are
Kucherov.
not going to be traded. They're
No.
not going to trade Pasta. They're not trading.
That's a good point. Yeah, like,
Like, you're not going to get someone better than Marner. Like if he
No,
walks,
no.
it's a tough spot to fill.
none of those guys are moving anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was something fun to try and do.
So essentially, to replace Marner, you have to draft a winger.
I guess, yeah. But then what window do you have? Like they can't just jump into the NHL right away. Usually,
No. Yeah.
like I mean, maybe if you place last and get Macklin Celebrini.
Is Celebrini going to play this year?
I mean, he might
for
just
San
because they're
Jose,
so
yeah, probably.
bad, but yeah,
I think they bring him up.
yeah, he'll play. Like he'll play at least like unless he shows up and he's like just struggling and he needs like time to develop and it's very clear that he can't
He's
perform.
nasty, dude.
But I doubt that'll happen.
And-
He'll be decent enough.
They didn't play Will Smith last year, I don't think at all.
I
So
don't
it
think
could
he's
be
playing this year either.
no.
I don't know. Is he?
I don't know. I just thought maybe they'd do like Will Smith, Celebrini, bring him up.
Maybe
together.
depends if they're trying to tank again or not.
The triple tank.
Yeah.
And then
Race
But
to
then
the
they're not
bottom.
going to pay any of the guys because they're all going to be on big contracts,
yeah, that's true.
or they're not going to perform because they're on it.
And
That is something that I think was overlooked in like this decade of GM planning. Most of them don't have to worry about the future. So they're like, oh, we'll just draft as many good guys as we can and then we'll pay them all. But it's like, if you really wanted to have longevity as an organization, you'll draft like 1 or 2 really like top end talents and pay them and then slowly work your way up to fill that in so that you have room to work with. Because otherwise, if you have like 6 young guys
Yeah.
that all come into their prime at the same time, you're going to lose like half of them.
Yeah.
I would put
Or you'll pay the price. Like
I would put I would invest a lot into discovering deep draft gems. Basically, go back the last 20 years, find all the guys that, you know, got picked up in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round and then came up to be prominent players. What was it about them? How can you basically discover the next ones? And
You don't think the teams are trying to do that?
I don't know. Obviously, it's not that easy, but that's what I would put a big focus on, because if you have a good squad, you're just not going to get those first 5, 10 players.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a bit of a movement. Like a lot of those stories come from like the NCAA and like college hockey and stuff like down in the States.
Wh-
And I think that a lot of guys, like even in Canada, are considering that more as an option, because you can go get like basically free education and play hockey at a high level, and the NHL scouts are like more active down there now than they used to be.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense to do that than to play in the CHL and have to travel a lot more.
Yeah.
And stay in like a billet house or whatever, and you're not really getting an education as much. Like it's kind of secondary, right?
Yeah, the
Like, because if it doesn't
is
work,
becoming a route that most of these guys.
yeah, like it seems like the route to go. Like there's so much talent there. It's hyped up. Like,
Well,
have you
you're
ever
playing
seen?
against men versus playing against
Yeah,
teenagers and 16-year-olds.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
so it's more of a. It's like guys like Matthew Nyes. They're able to come from that. Like, yeah, there's not as much games in the NCAA, so they kind of take a while to adjust that way. But if they're a big boy and they're playing against like other big guys in that league, and they come into the NHL, it's not quite as big of a jump as it is from the OHL or CHL.
Although, yeah, that would be a big jump. It's a big jump from that league to the.
It's still a big jump. I'm just saying it's
No, I'm saying from like the CHL.
Oh, the CHL, yeah.
Not playing against 25-year-olds.
You basically
like
have to be like the top talent in order for it to make sense, like Bedard
yes.
or McDavid. Like,
and then you do develop a lot of skill because it's just because you're playing so much, you're on the power play, like you're getting so many touches. So it's like interesting both ways. Whereas if you go to the NCAA, you're not going to be probably better than a 22-year-old that's been on the team for 4 years that knows the systems. Like
right.
you might not get the ice time.
That's it.
And versus
Some of these, how many NHL players were fourth liners, never got a shot, and then just retired because they never had a chance to prove themselves? How many of those guys could have became like a champion NHL, like a Stanley Cup champion style player?
Yeah.
That made a big difference, but they never got a chance to prove themselves, because there are some guys who's like, they were on a team sitting there, fourth line, third line, just kind of getting wasted away.
Yeah.
And then the expansion draft comes. We snap up all these third and fourth line guys on their new team. They get the ice time and they prove themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they would have never got a chance to score 40 goals, like William Karlsson.
Yeah.
For Vegas. Like, you know what I mean? There's guys that they were just basically an afterthought. And
that's
then
the interesting thing with like the CHL though, is that like you're getting, if you're not drafted in like your first couple seasons in the O, then it's like, okay, well, I'm just playing in the O or the CHL.
some guys are late bloomers.
Yeah.
Where you can continue to, and a lot of people, it's
but
like,
then you're begging for like the scouts to see you.
You're begging for minutes from like
Yeah.
it's
you're mentally, like, it takes a big toll on you mentally, and you're just like, I guess I just don't have it. Some guys stick with it. I think, who was it? I don't know if it was Verhaeghe or Reinhardt. It was in the ECHL, and then moved his way up all the way to the NHL to like be a top player.
Well, Bobby McMahon is kind of an example of that too. Like,
and I was talking to Keith and being like, hey, tell me about like his rise. Like, what did you guys do? And he basically said, honestly, he was this close to being sent back down. And then someone got like the flu.
Right.
So they kept him in the lineup, and he went and like got a hat trick or something.
Yeah, he got a hat trick that game. Yeah.
Like that, he was not supposed to be there. Someone got the flu. So then he's like, and then he just kept on playing well.
And
so
then and then even when he went in the AHL, he was lighting it up too. Like he was their best player for a while. And now it's Steves is one of their better players.
Oh yeah.
Alex Steves.
Yeah. He hasn't really gotten a fair shake in the pro leagues, but
there's Robertson. Robertson re-signed, but are we dealing him?
That was an interesting thing, because he's basically
875.
I don't want to be a Leaf anymore. I just like, trade me. I want to get traded. And he basically said that like July 1st, when everyone's like, well, we're kind of busy here, but like
you should have told us a bit earlier so we could actually shop you around.
Exactly. And then he's just like, okay, I'll sign with you guys for 875, which is fair. Gives him a year, but like he needs the ice time, basically. That's it, right?
Yeah.
I saw him. He was out.
But like new coach, like
yes, that
seems
nice.
like he jumped the gun a little bit.
Beef
like
with Keefe's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw Robertson?
He was out at the yesterday. They posted the Leafs were all at the golf course. Like he was at the golf course, with the team and stuff.
Well, like it's for sure. Like, it's not a case of like he doesn't want to be a Leaf. He just wants
to be a second line.
He wants to play.
Yeah.
But I thought that Brad Treliving handled it pretty well. Like in terms of like the messaging that came out to the media and stuff. He said basically that they want him to be there, but the reason that he hadn't got ice time is he has to be a complete player, basically.
Yeah,
like everyone has to earn their spot. You have to be a complete player. We love Nick. He scores goals, but you got to do more than that,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So it's like challenging him, and now he's got
Do you though?
he's got to fight to get a spot against Pacioretty
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Bobby
come on.
McMahon.
Robertson's trying to be Ovi,
Robertson's
and coach is
such-
trying to turn him into Nick
Yeah,
Lidstrom.
exactly. He's Ovi, man. The hardest thing to do in the league is score goals. And you got a guy that can do that. You can
Work around
work around that.
You got to put him on the first line so
Just
that
put
you
him
have
with a
your
shutdown guy. Put him with a
Exactly.
shutdown guy, and then put
Adam
him with
Mashuk kind of guy.
with a passer.
I think the problem is that there's just not enough room on the Leafs in the top 6.
Yeah, you got to.
They can't have him on a line with Nylander,
JT goes down the
Yeah,
line.
I know.
who also doesn't really want to defend
Nylander up the middle.
You put Robertson on a line with very responsible
Not
centerman.
that again, not Nylander.
Nylander up the middle. I tell you, Nylander's up the middle this year.
So when Robertson goes in, the centerman hangs back and he takes care of any mistakes. Right?
Yeah,
That's
Robertson's going to
simple.
be line 2 this year.
Ooh,
I mean, that's what he wants.
that's
Who
what he
else? Who
wants.
else? What else? What other wingers?
Patches.
Pacioretty's line 4. Sorry. This guy, did he even play last year?
What to say? Pacioretty, Tavares,
He's not even
Marner.
on the team yet.
Eh?
Well, like there's also there's Cowan, Bobby
Yeah.
McMahon.
Yeah, Cowan.
Fraser
They
Minten.
got a lot of
Cowan
left
and
wing.
Robertson are like, but like I think I would take the experienced player over like an up and like let some development happen.
Okay,
in the
what about
NHL.
Domi? Domi or Robertson second line? Because you already got possibly Pacioretty, Nylander, Pacioretty, Marner, and Tavares second line.
Tavares line 3. I said.
I think they got to go Max Domi and Max Pacioretty on one line, and then find another Max.
No.
So they can have the Max.
The Max line. This is a Max line.
It's gonna be Matthews. Who was Matthews playing well with in the playoffs? There, it was Matthews, Domi, and
Matthews and
Bertuzzi.
Domi.
It was Bertuzzi.
Oh, Bertuzzi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's gonna be Matthews, Domi,
It's got to be Matthews, Domi.
and
Domi finds him.
yeah, it's Matthews, Domi, and then we're gonna say
Throw Marner.
no, I don't know. I think you gotta
They have nice.
Nylander.
No, it's
Matthews, Domi, Willie
it's
Stein.
right now the projections are Nyes, Matthews, and Domi. On
Yeah,
the first
nice
line.
Matthew Domi.
And
I
then
forgot about Nice.
and then Robertson, Nylander, Marner. But like I don't know who's put him Nylander
no,
center.
No, that can't be a line.
Like they've already tried it. Like
Is
8
that from
times.
hockeyfeed.com?
It's from Puckpedia.
Hockeyfeed is just cancer. I hate their.
Tavares.
Then Bobby McMahon, JT, and Yarncroke, Connor Dewar, Holmberg, Ryan Reeves. But this is
You got
just
Camp?
like
You got Camp in there?
Camp is
Where's
slotted
Cowan?
in
Where's
for
Cowan? Where's Minton? Where's
getting traded.
everyone?
Well, they're all young.
Yeah.
They got a lot of development to do still.
No, that's why put him up.
They're trying to save their money so they don't have so they can pay them $875 for 3 years, right?
Yeah, get their ELC.
Get them to be like 22 and then give them their ELC.
Yeah, I don't want to burn that first year of the contract when
They'll be better.
they need them to be prime when Matthews is in that second to last year of his new contract, so they can have a chance, like a better window there where they have some young talent that's coming up, but they don't need to pay them for that like $5 million, $8 million.
This is wild. As a kid, I never thought about contracts and players as just like they're not trading the player; they're trading that player's contract essentially.
Yeah.
Right. And like that, there's certain things you can and can't do because I'm like, why don't the Leafs just sign Yager or Bure?
Yeah, why don't they get him?
Right? Why don't they just get Bure? He's a good player. And then like when they traded away a player, like why did they trade him? Like he was so good.
Yeah.
I didn't understand these things.
And there's
as a
only
kid.
so many roster spots.
Yeah, there's only so many spots, and like some players want to get paid more and they can't afford them. I never thought about any of that stuff before. But
Yeah.
that's crazy. Talking about you guys a while back were talking about like playing on certain teams and like you get a kind of an advantage being like the better player on like a lesser team,
Mm-hmm.
and then like moving up a level. Kind of reminded me of a conversation I had with my buddy Mike, and he was kind of contemplating. His kid is in minor hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better for his kid to be to just make sort of the top level team,
Mm-hmm.
or to take a season being the best player on the next team down,
Top level team.
or just absolutely crush in house league, get 300 goals in house league?
No, you gotta if you want to be the best player, you got to be playing with it. Like you're a creature who you're surrounding yourself with. So like even if you're not getting them in, like you're practicing with the AAA players, you know what that pace is like. You're
Mhm.
with the best players in the game at that age. Like you can't if your goal is to make it to the NHL, like I would say you don't want to be playing at a level that's above you, but if you can play at that level and you made the team,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go down to double.
But I'd say it depends on the kid's personality.
Fair.
If they're the type of kid that is very, I don't want to say timid, but like they'll take in their surroundings before seizing the opportunity. Like, so they're in their own head a lot.
That's Mason. He sits there and he gets like
Yeah. Like
anxiety.
if they're not anxious and they just are there to play, then they'll naturally get better with their
Oh,
surroundings.
if you got like a kid that's a killer,
But
yeah,
like
you put him on the top team and he's gonna like
Yeah,
rise.
if they
Yeah.
clearly are not good enough to be at AAA, don't play. But if you think your kid's good enough and you just have a really good team, and that's why you're like one of the third liners,
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, this is a top team. You're on the third
like
line
we
because
had,
everyone is so good.
yeah, that's kind of what we had. Our team was so good
Yep.
that like to be on the third, like our third line was nasty, but like
there is an argument
the
to be
first two
made
is
though that like
disgusting.
if it's whatever the kid will have most fun doing.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
there's kids that play and they play AAA and they play third, fourth line the entire time, then quit when they're 17.
But all the kids want to play on the AAA team.
It would stink to just ride pine and get like the shoulder tap, move down the
Like
bench
my
every
brother
power
played
play.
AAA for
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 years and he hated it. And he was like middle of the pack. He could have been better, but he just was like, I don't like just there's so much politics around. Like he was a kid.
A lot of pressure, a lot of yelling, a lot of
Yeah.
the parents like comparisons. Like, yeah.
And like he'd get put out for like a penalty kill or whatever, and then one of the parents is lamenting the coach because they thought their kid was supposed to be on the penalty kill.
Yeah,
It's
it's part of the game. It's minor hockey's crazy.
You also get like the craziest parents and kids at the AAA level, and typically because the parents are so like their ego is so important that their kids also see that, and you get the parents like carving the other kids and like criticizing the coach on the whole drive home, so then the kid takes in what the parents are saying, so
Yeah.
the kids are like, "Oh, this coach is an idiot."
Yeah.
Like,
But I would
it can get toxic. It can get toxic.
But I would say my buddy was playing double A, lit it up in double A.
Mhm.
He made the AAA team,
Mhm.
and like finally, he was like my best friend.
Mhm.
And then he didn't get any minutes that first year.
Tough.
But he lit it up in double. Like he
Yeah.
was like 140,
Phew.
60, 170 points. Like
Yeah.
just lit it up, and then came to triple, and then didn't get the ice. But like he could see, like you're practicing, like you saw how we even practice. Like the AAA practice is different than a double A.
Yeah.
Like everything's just a little bit more. And then he eventually became the best player on the team, became the captain like 2 years
Oh,
later.
dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, but he started third line minutes. I'd be coming out. I'd drive home, and I logged half the game because we had 5 defensemen.
Yeah.
And I was just getting double shifted every. So I'm in the car. I just double shifted. We won. And we were nasty. We were winning every game of the season.
Yeah.
And then to my 2 buddies were on the third lines where they didn't play a minute in the third period, and then they're all like
They had the ride in the
sulking,
back
and I'm
seat.
just like.
But here's the thing though.
But he turned out to be the best player on the team.
But
2 years later.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't given the chance to play double A and light it up, would he know what it means to like?
Yeah, what if that last season he was on a AAA team on the third line riding pine the whole time?
Yeah.
Would he have still had
He
that
went from double A
rise?
being okay to just making the
Because
AAA
maybe
team being
that double A experience gave him the mindset like I am that guy. I can do it.
Exactly,
right?
yeah, like-
Maybe he would have been beaten down too much and never. And I'm just a third line
But
guy.
That's why I said it depends on the kid.
Yeah.
Because
But
if
yeah,
the kid is very resilient and determined and wants to be there, then it's like throw them there because they're gonna exceed the expectation.
Yeah, like him making the team was like, yo, like how happy he was to make like it's like your confidence, like yo, I'm on the AAA, like that's a crazy,
Yeah.
like to see your name and the coach selected you, like what that does to like even if now you're gonna have a limited role, like you still have that jacket on the back, you're identified as a AAA player, you're identified as one of the best
The
players
ego.
in the age group,
Yeah.
and that could like now when you go and play like a double A kid, you're gonna be like, yeah, I can dominate them because I'm a triple A. It's like the crazy what mindset can frame you.
True.
Yeah. He didn't play at all, then was the best player on the team.
Crazy.
And then he got drafted to the OHL, and then
Let's dial it back.
Yeah.
From AAA, we're talking your small town. You got the A team, the B team, and the house league team.
I never had that. I don't even know what that entails. That was never. That was
Not
Put yourself
out of
in
your
their
wheelhouse.
shoes, just
Out
like
of
you
your
do
wheelhouse.
in your caricature.
Does it matter as much? Like, okay, you could make the A team, or you could be like the best player on the B team. none of these
That don't
guys.
matter. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Okay, because
Chippy's like it's all the same.
you got to go to the big
If
boys.
you ain't first, you're last.
If it doesn't matter if you're dominating, you might as well just play for fun in that. Like I'm just saying,
Okay,
that's the
there we
fun
go.
league. That's the fun
Yeah,
league. You
that's
want
the
to
fun
score as
league.
many points as you possibly can.
Go be big boy on the B team.
Yeah, and then if you're lighting it up on the A team, it's like, well, maybe go look to see if you can make a AAA team.
Yeah.
But
You got, that's a fair point. Like,
it's a different beast. The AAA, because every AAA player, if they're playing on that select A team, would absolutely dominate.
Leave it to
yeah,
Chippy when we say let's talk about just for the single A local league. He's like, and then if they really do good there, they could go play AAA.
Well,
it always leads to AAA, whatever the conversation.
Well, yeah, it's like
is.
if you're good enough to play. My dad always said, "I want you to play at the level you're capable of playing at." Like if
here's the thing. So
I was
in
capable of
some
playing
areas,
AAA, so
areas, it's more convenient to play AAA. In our area here, you're talking like an hour and a half drive or like an hour drive to the practice facility.
no, you're right around the corner.
Nah, it's north central. It's like
Yeah, it's like Rama.
it's like an hour. But there's kids in Huntsville playing north central. That's an hour and a half drive for them.
Yeah, go play Barrie then. Half an hour.
No, north central is the center. Yeah,
if you're in Huntsville, you don't want to drive to
Huntsville. Barrie is farther.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's some kids that have to drive an hour and a half just to go to their practice 3 times a week.
Yeah,
Someone that lives in Grand Valley.
It just depends on the skill
And then
level.
4 hours to go to their games,
Yeah.
like in the
If
city.
he's good enough, like if that league isn't good enough for him, it's like that's not fair to the kid because he's like should be playing in a higher league and like
Yeah.
And it's like if he's that good, it's like give him the chance to compete against the best players in his age.
So and the issue is that I already said North Central. The team does not win games because there's a lot of players that just won't go and try out because the parents are like, nah, I don't want to drive. Just play A, right, in your local town.
Everyone wants to make that Barrie team.
The Barrie team is
And then everyone that doesn't make the Barrie team goes to North Central.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, they draw from like a lot of small towns too, right? So there was 2 players that just were like, they had 2 kids on 2 different teams in North Central, and they're like, it's just nuts. Like we're just gonna play. It was way too much driving for them. I was like, we're just gonna.
And then the minor midget team in my age group, all the North Central guys came
back
to Barrie. Like all the best North Central guys came up to Barrie. They all moved to my high school, and all stacked the minor midget Barrie team with North Central.
But
and then they lost to North Central in the playoffs. All the best players came from North Central to Barrie.
Oh yeah.
And then it was insane. It was all of Barrie's out and all of North Central's watching this game at Rama. And it's like game 7. I was like the 5th game and went to overtime.
That's wild.
And all the players left.
Yeah.
That the best players left. And all the guys that got cut from the Barrie minor midget team went and played for North Central. And they beat the team.
Dude.
It was insane, dude.
To be the coach of the North Central team would be
insane.
amazing. To have all your best players leave. Oh, you don't believe in the team, whatever, and then just get a new
was insane,
group
dude.
and have them go. That's like Vegas going to the Stanley Cup Finals their first year or so.
No, that was like even crazier. Dude, that was like I could not believe. I went and watched that game, and it was like, oh my goodness! It was the goaltending. They cut the goalie, and the goalie went up and played. He was like the best goalie it turned out to be like the best goalie in the league in the age group. And he stoned them, bro.
From your experience,
unreal.
I
want to answer your question though, Jay.
Oh, go for it.
What question? We're talking about.
No, he's talking about
rambling.
The kid who doesn't know whether to the parent doesn't know how to put his kid on single A or
I answered
or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but from a AAA perspective,
you answered it. I didn't answer it.
Hayden played in small little Coldwater.
Yeah.
Right, and then eventually went up to play a little junior hockey. Yeah. So from your perspective, not being subjected to AAA.
If I had have asked, my parents would have. Like my brother played, because he asked because he wanted to follow his friend.
Yeah.
I didn't have a reason to, so I didn't even really think of it as an option.
Yeah.
But in that situation with Mike and his kid, I would say that it depends on how his kid is. Is he someone that's like gonna enjoy the challenge? Then it's like put him on the best team that you can. If he's someone that just will have more fun playing with like his friends on a lower team, like where do his friends play too? There's that to consider. It's like always take, when it's not AAA, like Chippy said, always take the path of whatever's the most fun for them, because that's going to lead to a longer whatever, not even career in hockey, just a longer time enjoying playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, if he's not going to have fun playing in the higher level with guys he doesn't know,
Yeah.
and he's not really the type of kid that loves to like try to improve and get better, then
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, and
Yeah.
that is kind of tough because like parents obviously always want what's best for their kids. They want their kids to perform and like do the
Yeah.
best they can. And if they see potential in their kids, but their kid just doesn't really care,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like
It's
hard to
"Nah,
force them to
yeah,
care."
go, right?
Yeah,
Go try out, and then they go to the
exactly.
tryouts and like, I think I just want to play like single A, right?
Yeah, see, I just never knew that because I was the best from when I was like 5. Like I was better.
Yeah, that's different, right?
I was better 5 to 10 than I was 10 to 15. Like I was
Right.
like early.
Yeah.
What's it called? Early.
You just everything
I
clicked
was
for you. You're
early
just an
bird.
athlete.
I
Yeah.
was just like coordinated. I was like
I've coached-
dominating house league.
I've coached kids like you where they're so smooth.
Yeah, I
And
just
they're
knew how to-
5, and it's like no one even taught them that. They just started, and they were just like they got it right away,
Yeah, I put
and the
up, like,
kids crushed.
70 goals in house league. Like I had 13 goals in one game. Like I was just the best. I was just the best.
Yeah.
And then what that does to like
It's funny because I was the same way, but I don't ever talk about it.
you weren't the same. I mean, we weren't the same. We're not the
Oh,
same.
jeez.
I don't know. You getting like 15 goals a game when you're in like novice type.
Triple A though, novice triple A, like that's a different level. There's different competition there, Hayden. Okay, it was a little different than I'm just saying. It's a different league. It was the highest level in the age group.
I thought I was that good, but it's just because I was on the B team.
Yeah, like
I didn't go to AAA.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about levels of
like they had
hockey.
to. I remember 3-on-3 pond hockey at NCR. They had to like it wasn't fair
Yeah.
because I just kept. They had to make a new rule because I just kept circling back, grabbing the puck, and scoring and walking. Like it was like it wasn't fair. Like I was like just
It'd be
Like
s-
dominating.
bobblehead hockey.
It'd be
wasn't-
so annoying to be the
The
parent.
parents
like,
are in the
of
stands, and I
kid.
just go grab the puck, skate around everyone again, and score. And it was like it was.
Their little kid is like dragging his ankles around, and they've already like
And that's what happens when you put the AAA player in
Yeah.
the 3-on-3 without having any. It's not fun. That wasn't fun. Like you're not.
I might as well drop a little rant here just for the parents
Drop
listening.
it. I want to drop a
Hold on.
rant too.
All right, I'll go. Basically, the idea is that there's a reason why your kid is in house league, right? There's a reason.
Yeah.
Number one is maybe they're just not an athlete. You know what I mean? Some kids are good at math. They just pick it up really easily. It's nothing to do with the parents and how much math training they've had. If they had a tutor, they just pick it up. My kid's good at math. I don't know where he gets it.
Yeah.
There's hockey players like that too. I've coached players, and the parent comes to me, "Oh, I'm a soccer guy. I don't know anything about hockey, but like he seems to really like it." And their kid is just insane at hockey.
Mm-hmm.
The parent did nothing.
Yeah.
They're just like, you want to play hockey? Okay, where do I buy?
And then and
Go
his
to
kid
Canadian Tire, buy
yeah,
some gear.
and his kid just crushed, right?
Cheapest
It's
stuff.
not even that they're not an athlete. Like it comes down to coordination because
Yeah.
hockey you have to be the most
You have to
coordinated
very
person in the world
coordinated, right?
because you could be a great soccer player.
Yep.
But hockey is a different level of coordination.
Yep.
And not everyone has that coordination.
Right. So
And
some
it's
kids
coordination and compete.
Some kids just don't have the coordination to compete, and they can play house league. That's fine. It's fun. You can play hockey for fun. You don't have to play hockey to make the NHL or to compete. You go out there, have games, and just enjoy the
You got to
games.
compete though.
Why?
If you're gonna play in a game and you're not competing, that's like, oof, I wouldn't even want you on my house league team. Okay. 'Cause if you're not competing,
I'd like to see Chippy coach a
it-
house
it-
league team.
what game or what game situation are you not competing to win? Okay,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
when I did play house league, I played house league.
No, I'd like to see you coach a house league
Coach,
team.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Because it'd just
yeah.
be funny.
The
to
kids
see.
would actually probably like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would love it because I'd be like,
Wow.
we're playing to win here. It doesn't matter what level we're playing. Like,
I'm coaching a house league team this year, and I'm going to run the drills like rep practices. I'm expecting these kids to actually
well, yeah, you
work,
It's like
right?
it's not like it's teaching life. It's like
Yeah.
in life, life's a game, and if you're not
I'm putting expectations.
trying or like trying to
Yeah.
win at some like
Mhm.
I'm going to put expectations on these kids, and I want to see them bring their best. There's no snow angels on the ice, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
The
I
thing
was
is, you kind of end up with some of the ADHD kids at the house league practices. So
Yeah.
it's a little harder to get.
yeah.
And a few kids that, oh yeah, we just signed him up. He's never skated before. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's tough.
So there's some
That's tough.
challenges
That's
there.
tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Right. But you let each kid you give them some homework to do, so you put in a little extra time. The second reason
I'd be limiting minutes. In a house league.
Oh,
too,
mate.
I'm
Dude.
telling you, if the kid that doesn't know how to skate and there's 3 minutes left and we're up by one, like is it Is it fair to the team?
And then you got to have that meeting with the parents
Is
after.
it fair to the team? I mean, the kid was probably like,
Why
"Don't
didn't
put me
Ronnie?
out.
Why didn't you put
Don't
Ronnie
put me
out there?
Well, your son said he didn't want to go out. Okay,
His
he
ankles were
told me he
touching
didn't
the
want to
ice.
go out. I asked him if he wanted to go. Didn't put any pressure on
Little
him.
Ronnie's crying. He's lying, Mom. I was begging
We were
him.
up 1 in the final. I'm not putting our worst player on the ice.
I've been telling him every time I get off the ice. That was only 32 seconds.
Yeah, I couldn't coach. I don't
And
think I
Cole
could
got a
coach.
minute and a half.
I couldn't coach us.
Oh, it's the worst, man. Coaching it, and they come off the ice. That was a 30-second shift. No, it was 45. No, it wasn't.
No, but
no,
like,
I was sick.
no, house league, it's no problem playing house league.
Yeah.
It's just compete.
Yeah.
Compete. I don't care what you're doing, what level it is, AE, A, AA,
Yeah.
AAA. If you're
Yeah.
not like competing and wanting
It's
to
a game.
win,
Compete.
don't play.
So-
Just
so-
don't play because everyone else in your team's trying to win.
So, second reason why your kid is playing house league or didn't make the rep team, maybe they just don't really care that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not acceptable.
Some parents care a lot about hockey, and maybe they care more than their kid does. And there are kids that are just
Oh,
like
yeah,
it
okay.
just it just doesn't matter. There's like they go to the tryouts and they're not competing, they're not trying their hardest, they're not giving their all because it doesn't really matter to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you're just gonna get walked all over to the kids that it does matter, and like,
Yeah.
because they're just nasty.
Get
I was
pushed off.
nasty.
Yeah.
I was nasty. I will go into that corner and do anything I possibly can to get that puck. And if you beat me, I'm gonna trip you, and I'm gonna slash you,
Right. Right.
and I'm gonna hit you over.
And those are the kids. Not
what I
every
did.
kid. Not
Every
every kid
tryout.
shares that. Exactly. Not
Yeah.
every kid has that in their mind.
So if you don't have that and the kid does, you're done.
and then you can't really teach. It's just that's just what you were born with. That's the kid you have. And I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Can't return it.
There's
There's no receipt.
there
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like
So
if your kid doesn't hate to lose and doesn't like, it's like you're gonna get walked all over by the kid that hates to lose.
I'm just putting it out there that just accept it. Accept who your kids are, and maybe like you care more than they do. Let them play some hockey. Let them have some fun.
Yeah.
Maybe it clicks in. Maybe they got cut from say the AAA team and they're playing single A, or maybe they got cut from the single A and the B team and now they're playing
Yeah,
house league.
maybe
right?
they like dirt biking.
There might be a moment.
Maybe they're
They
good
like
at math.
golf. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
Like
exactly.
There
Maybe
might even be a moment where they're playing that level, and then a few years down the road, they're like, "I want to try and get better," and
Yeah.
then you can do everything you can to support them. Then, but you can't force it.
yeah.
no, you
Most
can't
of those
force
times,
it.
those kids are like, yeah, maybe he's like playing A hockey, but like he can do a 540 on his snowboard.
Yeah.
And he's way better at snowboarding and likes snowboarding more, and that's his passion. And like
Mhm.
he's like, oh well, I'm kind
That's
of
why the path of most fun, most enjoyment is always the best one.
Exactly. So let them
do the one
play.
that's more fun. Yeah,
Let them play and let them have fun. And if it clicks, if it starts to matter to them, right? Because like for Mason, hockey is an afterthought. He's like, all right, once practice done, so I can get home and bike with my friends.
Right.
Right? He doesn't really care.
I kind
He's
of
a
was like
creative.
That too, but I was
He's
kinda like that
imaginative.
too.
He's very imaginative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me and my buddies always said, like we don't even really want to win. We'd rather just like stay up. Like we liked hockey. We were playing AAA, and it was like the Saturday the turn. If we win this, we gotta go to bed early tonight.
Right.
But if
Because
we
we got to play
don't-
on Sunday.
But if we don't win, we can just come back and play manhunt in the
Oh,
lobby.
but coach is gonna be mad if we lose,
if
so
we
we
lose.
should try to win a little
Yeah,
bit.
then we'd win, and then it'd be like
You get on the
"Oh."
ice and
And
you're
then
like,
we next day we'd play the Marlies at 8 a.m. and just get freaking dominated. And
I'm
then
like,
we'd be
I wish we
"All right."
just played Call of Duty until 2 a.m.
Yeah, and just play mini sticks and manhunt and go in the pool, but we couldn't.
Right.
So
on
it's
that
like, yeah.
on that note, unless there was anything else you guys want.
Chip, you got a rant?
No, I think I was gonna say like, yeah, the minor hockey stuff is fun. I love talking about it because it was. I mean, I just grew up and had my own experience. Everyone had their own experience,
Yeah.
right? And it was just
Yeah.
how it shapes. It really does shape you as a kid, and like, yeah, I wish I probably did some other things as much as I played hockey. Like I love snowboarding. I wish I did more snowboarding
Right.
as a kid. I wish I played more. Like my dad threw me in baseball. I didn't even like baseball, but I was playing that in the summer. I wish I just biked.
Right.
Dirt biked. I like golf. Like I wish I had more golf than baseball.
Mm.
But I was a pitcher. My dad coached the team, and I played
yeah,
house
yeah.
league baseball.
Yeah.
And then I was good enough to make the rep team, but I was like, I'm like, I don't need to play rep
That's why you got to listen.
because
to
I
your
didn't
kid.
love it. I didn't love it. Like,
Yeah.
and then my buddy played the rep baseball, and it was like his dad was the coach. He's like, "You want to come play?"
So,
I was like, I don't want to travel. I want to go to the cottage.
So imagine that. Imagine your dad was a real baseball guy,
Oh.
and he kept signing you up to all these baseball clinics all summer long.
Brutal. It'd be brutal.
During the winter, he got you a swing coach. he was downloading drills and getting you to do
Nah,
sprints.
I couldn't
And
do it. I can't do the baseball.
you know what I'm saying? But like that's some kids. That's hockey.
I was
just-
good at it. I was a
yeah.
pitcher, bro. I was.
And he could have seen your potential and really pushed you to do your best. And you have to make the AAA baseball team. And then like he signs you up to all these things, and you just reluctantly go out to all of them. Right? That's hockey to some kids. Right?
Yeah, don't do that to your kid. If your kid doesn't like
It's emotionally draining for the
Sport.
kid.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like, because they're not invested in it themselves, so they're doing it just out of support for your parent. Like, you want to
Yeah.
do what your parents want,
Yeah.
that's insane.
and not what they want to actually do.
Or because your parents sign you up for it. So it's like, well, I gotta go.
Yeah, like there are times there's things that you enjoy, and as a parent, your
just
kid wants to do it. They know they enjoy it, but they don't feel like it then. And that's when you have to push them. Like, no, you signed up for this.
Yeah.
You
only
enjoy it,
sport-
and you're gonna be happy when we do it.
the only
you know?
sport that you're allowed to force your kid to play is golf.
I thought you were gonna say hockey.
No, you're only allowed to force them to play golf. Take your kid out. If any sport, take your kid out, put him in golf. Let's get him swinging the club.
What would
It's
be?
the best sport in the world. That's my favorite.
You think
now.
so?
I love
It's-
golf. It's
yeah.
such a good sport, dude. Because you can play golf till you're 70, 80.
True. And if you're good at it, you're just like you're always
you're just-
welcome on a squad.
Yeah, it's like being good at golf is just you're so cool.
Ha!
You're hitting a nice draw. You're just so much cooler than someone that can't golf. It's just like insane.
I'm gonna play hockey until I'm 80.
And
Though.
golf's like trending now. Like everyone's into golf now. Like it's
It's big, yeah. Jared and I went golfing last night.
Yeah, we went to a par 3 course and
swing it.
it was wild. We played 9 holes in like an hour and a half, and we were messing around, like shooting
It's
content
fun,
and stuff
man.
too.
It's fun, dude.
I like that. It's just get in there quick, play 9 holes, get some swings in, you know.
I
And it
like
was a quiet course
Yeah.
too, so it's like you miss a shot, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna drop another and just go again. Like
Yeah.
a little bit of a practice run.
I've stopped doing that. I used to be like that, and now I've like really dialed in on like I want to see what I'm shooting.
Yeah, I don't care about what I shoot yet. I'm still.
Once you've changed,
Jared shot 7 balls on one hole.
Because I was the exact same. I would just, but then like it almost like remove like it's like now it's not golf.
Well, I just need
once,
a.
like you actually start keeping your score.
Mm.
Because I never kept my score. Like, this is like the first year I've actually like kept scores.
Yeah.
I've kept scores the past.
It's like
few
it
years.
makes you like an ultimate better golfer because like you're like okay,
Well,
I shot
no, like,
115.
My
you
swing
count
isn't good
every
enough to bother counting it. I need to have a
is, though.
consistent.
It is though. It's like it's a whole mindset thing.
Golf is half mental.
It's all mental. It's a little legit. Like I think it's all.
Well,
Here's the thing.
There's physical things you need to be able to do, and then it's
Yes.
all mental.
For me
For
to
Jeremy, it's like he needs to get his swing dialed first.
Yeah, for me to care about golf, 2 things I would want is I would like
It's an
to.
easy sport, dude. You
I would
just
like
hit the
to
ball
just
towards
hit.
the hole.
I know, but I want to hit the fairways with my drive, so my drive should be
You
fairly.
don't even need to
straight.
do that, bro. You just need to hit it in play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then advance the ball in the next shot. Like
Yeah.
it's like that's how everyone tries to like. That's my new thing. It's not a hard game. It's not actually not a hard game.
Yeah.
Hit the ball towards the hole.
Yeah.
Every time.
I know. So I'm saying if before I started counting,
Yeah.
my drive needs to be in play each time, and I would like to know the yardage of my irons. Like my 9 goes this, my 8 goes this, my 7 goes that, my 6. So then I'm pretty much like I can get close. I can get a drive in play, and I'm like, oh, we're 150, so I'll hit my 8, and
Yeah,
it'll get close to the
kinda
green.
know it. Like yeah, you
But I
got your
don't.
8, your wedge, your pitching wedge probably like 125.
I don't know any of that, right? So that's what I would. Once I understood that, then I'd actually keep score and try.
Yeah, because
mean-
to know your wedges, you have to actually be able to hit them properly to
Yeah.
really know the distance. If you can't hit your wedge.
Oh, I can pure my 9, but then I send it like 30 yards past the green. I'm like, oh, whoops, wrong club.
Yeah.
And then
and then you don't,
oops.
and then you don't have a wedge.
and
that you
and
can
then
hit.
I'm missing a few wedges, yeah. But then I hit my pitching wedge, and it looks beautiful, but lands like 10 feet short. I'm like, oh, if I had gotten that on the green, that'd been nice.
Yeah, you would have been like laughing.
So
Gotta
Yeah,
hit up
that's
the
what I mean,
range
y-
with me.
You
I'll
gotta
give
just
some
go. You gotta
pointers.
get. You gotta go. You gotta get the new irons or whatever.
I'm better at
wedges.
teaching golf than playing it.
Yeah.
There's been so many buddies of mine that like barely play golf, and by the end of one driving range thing, and then like half around, they're like, "This is way more fun."
I would honestly just hire a swing coach for like a week and just meet him at the range
It's
every
keeping-
day,
It's
and
keeping
that
our
would.
elbow tucked. We're hitting
Yeah.
slices. It's because we're chicken winging.
Yeah.
We got to keep our elbow in.
I'm doing a few weird things, I'm sure.
And I'm doing the same thing. I had the same slice issue, but
Yep. I would
or you
rewrite
just
my.
put the driver away. Don't use the driver.
Yeah.
I haven't used the driver. Use hybrid off the tee. I'm hitting it like 235.
I just love crushing a drive
And
when
then
it
I
goes
got-
straight. It's just so satisfying.
I know, but if you can't hit it in play, it's like cool.
I almost drove
find
the
a club
green.
that you
I
can't
almost
hit
drove
in
the
play.
green yesterday with my hockey gloves on.
That's insane.
On a par 3.
It was like 180 yards.
Yeah.
So I just like tapped the driver and it's like almost rolled right
Yeah,
up
I'm
there.
excited. I think I'm gonna go golfing today.
Beauty. I might take Mason out.
We should
I'm
wrap
going
it up
golfing
now.
tomorrow.
All right, let's wrap it. Let's go golfing.
Let's go
Yeah,
golfing.
let's go
We're all
golfing.
going
Clubs.
golfing. We're going golfing.
All right,
Guys,
let's go. Let's
We're
go.
going golfing.
Do what you love.
Thanks
Go
for
golfing.
tuning
golf.
in,
Go
Go
everyone.
golfing today if you can. If you can, go golfing.
Don't force your kids to play hockey.
I'm
They don't
addicted to
love
golf
it.
right now. I got golf fever.
Gonna change
But still keep them in
world
hockey,
Play
just in
golf.
case they do love it later on.
with
Just
my
only golf.
hockey stick.
Play mini sticks with them.
Well, your
Gonna
kids to be the club
make a real
And street hockey.
difference.
membership.
Feed the poor and heal the sick.
Bye-bye.